guys, this is the day 29 of our programming class. So as you can see, this is the input and this will be the output. This is my class, this is a string, and what you're seeing, sometimes they'll not explain you the question, they'll just give input and output. So when they give you input and output, you should understand what is happening there. Okay, sometimes it is difficult, that is why they will not only give, this is called as one test case. In one test case, one input and its output will be there, its input and output, not one input, its input and its output will be there. So they can give 4 test cases or 5 or 2 or 3, or they can give only one test case. So you should able to understand, okay, for this input you are getting this output, you have to first understand how. If you understand how, then only you can write the program. Okay, now let's see how we are getting this 4 this. Now don't you think 4 is nothing but length of the word this. Okay, length of the word this is 4, length of the word is 2, length of the word my is 2, length of the word class, okay, is 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 is a dot, which means now you understood. Okay, no special character also we have to include. Okay, so previously, now here you thought, maybe count of alphabets, you have thought like that, count of alphabets, count of alphabets, but here the count of alphabets, don't think it is count of alphabet is 5 here. Yes, 1 2 3 4 5. Actually, if it was 5 class, then your program was, in that word how many alphabets are there, you have to print. But it is not 5 now, it is 6. 6 means what? The whole word length only you have to print. There can be number, there can be special character, you have to print everything, the length of that. Okay, so as you can see, there are 2 things to be done, right? What is that? The word, first of all, it has to be converted to uppercase. That you have to do. Then before the word, tell me, I am printing the length of that word. Is it before the word or after the word? I am printing it before the word. Okay, so this again, as you can see, word wise operation is happening. Okay, 4 is this word length, 2 is that word length, 2 is that word length, and 6 is that word length. So this word, that word, different word. Whenever there is a different word, which method should come to your mind? Split method. Okay, now let's write this program, right? Okay. So I have this. So what should I do? Always I'll tell s dot split. Okay, so I have done split. Where you want me to split? Wherever you are seeing one space. So I'll tell splitted spaces. It will split at space. Always after splitting, it will give me one AR of what type? String type, one dimensional array. Then I will write a ns for loop, or anything is fine. Let me use ns for loop, it's easy here. So from the array AR, give 1 by 1 element to data, or let me tell, give 1 by 1 element to word. Okay, is a variable. For the first time it is coming string type word, because in the array AR, okay, from the array AR, give 1 by 1 element to variable word. What type of data that? It is a string type of data. Okay, fine. So here what should I say? Whatever word you got, I want to print. Since this is a small task, we can do it in the main method only. So I'll tell here system.out. Okay, sorry, this keyboard is not good here. System.out.println. Okay, I'll tell print something. What you want me to print? I want you to print word. Okay, so I'll compile. Let's see. And when I execute, this is my class. I got word in a new line, but I want to make this word as uppercase. As you can see, we have to print uppercase, right? We have to print uppercase. So I'll tell word dot, how do you convert uppercase to okay, uppercase to uppercase. So let's see, is it converting to uppercase? Let's see. Yes, it is converting to uppercase. Now before the word, don't think you want to a number. Yes, so what we'll do is, I'll tell before this I have to attach one number. Attach means plus. So how do I get number? Number means, what is that number? Length of that word. If you want the length of the word, you tell word dot length. Simple. So whatever new word you get, print its length and make it uppercase. The next word you will get, print its length and uppercase. So next word you will get, print its length and uppercase. We have got the output. Okay. So first I want you to take this screenshot. Okay. Take this screenshot. I know you want in the same line. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Okay. Okay. So I hope you have taken the screenshot or notes. You have paused the screen and taken the notes, I guess. As you can see, you are getting in a new line. You don't want a new line. Then what you want to do? Remove print ln. Remove ln. You will not get it in a new line. I have removed print ln. So if I tell remove print ln, I will get in the same line. Okay. But that is not what you want. Okay. See, can you see here? For this. Okay. Then 2 is together. Everything is together here. What you have to do? After number, after the word, you want a space. Then again number, word, space, number, word, space. So if that has to happen, okay, so number, and then the word, then we have to add one space here. We have to add one space. So see, we have got for this 2 is to my 6th class. Okay, so in this way you can write. Now as I told you that it's not good to write everything in the main method. So let's, because I want you to practice this method calling and all. Okay, so let's see. I will close this. Okay, so okay, fine, no problem. What I'll do is I'll do like this. I'll tell whatever word you get. Okay, let's think. How do you think like a programmer? Whatever word I get, that word I'll be sending it to a method called as style. Okay, so I want to style this. Each word is there. Each word I want to style it. Okay, how do I style? It should be converted to uppercase and numbers should be added. So I'm doing some more styling here. Okay, which word you want to style? Whatever word is there, variable. This variable is there. That variable you pass it here, and it will style it. After styling, I'll tell collect. Give me the value of the style. I'll store it in res of what type? Of string type. Then I'll print that res. System.out. Okay, what I have to print? I have to print the result. Okay, fine. Now I have to define what is style. Where should I define? Should I define some here? Should I define the code here? No, because whatever you are seeing here is inside the main method. Inside the main method, you can't define other method. Outside the public static void main, here you have to define the method. What's the method name? Style. Don't think this style method is accepting something of string type? Yes. I'll tell it is accepting string type. Yes. Don't think it's collecting some variable is collecting the result from the style. Yes, means return type is there. What's the return type? String type it returns. And I have to make it as a static. Okay. Then okay, let's see here. Okay, so here what should I do? First I should know its length. Length means, then I have to tell int len. Length is nothing but s dot length. Now whatever word you are getting, first you store its length. I have stored the length. Then I'll tell string uc. String uc means uppercase. String uc is nothing but from the string s, okay, to upper case. This is what I'll tell. Convert the s to uppercase. So s dot length, each word. See, don't you think each and every word you are sending it to a style method? So each and every word is sent to a style method, which means each and every word is received here, which means each and every word's length is stored in len. Each and every word is converted to uppercase, stored in ec. What should I tell? I have to return now, because it is return type is string. Return what? First the length plus, okay, length plus uc. This is what I will tell. Now you might be thinking, sir, here it's a number. Will it integer addition happen? No. Integer addition will happen when both are the numbers. But string concatenation will happen if any one of them is a string. As you can see, uc is a string, so string concatenation is happening here. Length, the number plus string, when you attach it is number string. Okay, so 5 plus high is 5 high. So same thing here, we will return it. So let's see. Now let's see what's the problem here. Any problem is there? So for this 2 is printing, but I want in the same line. If I want in the same line, remove print ln. Now that we can do, but I hope you remember, because I remember that till now I have told SOP RES, SOP RES. What if you wanted to store that new result and perform computations on that? Okay, so it's always prescribed to do what? To store the result. For example, if I tell you to reverse a string, you can store it in a string t, then you can print at the end. Yes, or you can tell print last character, print last word one character, print last word two. But doing like that, it is not good, right? Because you are not storing the result. Yes, we should not do like that. We should store the result, then you have to print at the end. Which means here, first I want to store the sentence word by word. I want to attach. I want to make a sentence. After I made it a sentence, then I want to print. So what you have to do then? What you have to do is whatever you are telling, print ln, you have to tell t is equals to t plus. So what you're telling, each and every result means each and every word should be added to string t. That's it. I will create string t equals to empty string. Let's see. Okay, so we are not getting an output. Why? Because I have stored it to t, but I have not printed t. That's why in the main method I will tell system.out.println, print that t. Okay, as you can see, we have for this 2 is to my 6th class. But what is happening here? Space is not there. You tell me how space can be there, right? Anywhere did you tell space? No. So that's why I have to tell, eh, after adding the word, res is the word. After adding the res to the t, after res, add one space also. So after each word there is a space. In this way you can do it. This is the way where you can write a program. So what is telling TB? So somewhere spelling mistake here. Okay, it's not TB. Okay. As you can see, you got the output. Take the notes of this. Okay, fine. Now, so what and all you have to know about the split method for basic, for beginners, you have understood. But now I want to tell you something which most of them won't be knowing. Okay, this is where in the freshers level, I'm telling, in the freshers level, only 20 or 10% know about this. Okay, the remaining people don't know about this. So what is that? If you are asking me, okay, that is a regular expression using split method. Okay, I'll tell what it is. Now I'll be changing this page. Okay. See, this regular expression is a big topic. Definitely I'll do it today. But before that, let me tell small thing about split method here. What will happen when you split in a different way? Okay, let's see. I don't require this style method. Okay, so I'll remove that. Let's imagine I have a string where I have a space. Okay, string s is equals to a space b space c. But I'll give not a space, I'll give a space. Now I'll remove the space because it will be confusion. I'll give a1 b1 c1 d1. Okay, d, I'll give a1 b1 c1 d. Now what can I tell? I can tell like this. Take the string s, split. I'll tell split. Where you want me to split? Wherever you are seeing the number 1, wherever you are seeing the string 1, wherever you are seeing the string 1, you split there, I am telling. So after splitting, you always know it always returns string type. Okay, it always returns string type array AR. Okay, no. I want to print the array element. So how do I do it? So I will tell for loop. Let me use enhanced for loop. So let's write enhanced for loop. How? You have to tell, okay, from the array AR. So before that, right, split at 1. So what happens? I have a string. So I have a string let me change the pen color here. Okay, A1 B1 C1 D. Okay, I have like this. When I tell splitted spaces, split 1, what will happen is wherever there is 1 it will split, wherever there is 1 it will split in that position. So if I split to 1, will the 1 be there? No, 1 won't be there, 1 is gone, right? Yesterday's example I told you, if you split a balloon, balloon is not there. So here same thing like that, if I split 1, 1 won't be there in the result array. That's why previously when I split it spaces, spaces were not there in the resultant array. So here also, but you have to understand it is not a character here, it is always a double quoted string. Okay, it is a string here. Yes, A, B, C and D are strings and indexes are 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is found. Okay, and then what will happen is, yes, AR is given to this, but it is not A1 B1 C1 D1. If it was A1 B1 C1 D, this was the output. Okay, so how do I print the elements? I can tell print AR of 0, print AR of 1, print AR of 2, print AR of 3. Separately I can tell, or I can write enhanced for loop where for loop from the array AR. Okay, give one by one element to data. Data is a variable coming for the first time. What type data? String type data. As you can see, the data inside the array, don't you get a string type? Yes. So string type data. Next, string type data, and let's see what I want to do with the data. As of now, system dot out dot println. Okay, I want to print what? Print the data. Let's see. A1 B1 C1 D. You should print data in a new line. Let's see. As you can see, A, B, C, it has printed in a new line. Okay, so this already. Okay, fine. Then what? Okay, I'll tell you. Imagine you had A11 C. Okay, C1. As of now, let it be like this. So what happens here? I want to explain it to you. Okay. Yes. Let me take color. Yes. So I'll write A. Okay. 1 B 1 C 1 D. Now I think now you are looking into it in this way. Whenever it is split at 1 is splitted. So when it splits at 1, it takes a note of which string is before this one. Okay, A is there before this one. It takes that note. Okay, A, so it makes this as index 0. Okay, it makes this as index 0. Now it will see next one. Can you see next one here? Yes. Can you tell me what is there before this one? What is there before this one? Before this one, are you telling space is there? No, space is not there. Space is not there. Why? Because the numbers, the string is together. A11 B1 C1 D. The string is together. Okay, if the string is together, don't think between them there is no gap. Between them there is no gap. So you can't tell there is a space in between this one and this one. Okay, there is no space. What is that? Nothingness is there. Okay, nothingness is there. So that is an empty string. Okay, empty string is there here. This empty string, what is the meaning of empty string? No character. Empty string means no character. If I have string A, means string contains character A. If I have string AB, my string contains character A and character B. But if I tell empty string, it means that there is no character. And don't you think between this one and that one there is no character? Yes. So empty string will be there because it's a string after all, and that's why index will be 1 here. I wanted you to understand this. Then it will split at this one, so it will make it as index 2, it will make it as index 3, and finally index 4. Okay, so in here we will get one empty string. Okay, we will get an empty string. Let's see. I have compiled, and if I execute, see, A empty string B C D. A empty string B C D. Now you might be thinking, how are you telling that it is empty string only? It can be one space, it can be 5 spaces. That's why let's use an inbuilt method called as dot length. So here what is A dot length? For A, length is 1 because A means one character. For B, length is 1. For C, length is 1. For D, length is 1. Okay, but for empty string length is 0. So if I tell don't print data, print data dot length. If I tell h, okay, what is data length? Data length means word length. So let's see 0, as you can see 0 it is. Okay, so this is also done. Okay, fine. Now one more example, right? One more example. What if I had a string like this? Okay. Yes. I have a double one b triple one c. Okay, so let's see how what will happen here. Okay, so where is it? Color. Okay, let me use the same color. It will split at this one. Before this one, what is there? There is a. So it will make what? It will make index 0. Now there is one more one here. It will split at this one, but before this one, what is there? Empty string is there. It will split at this one. Before this one, what is there? B. Okay, it will split at this one. What is there? Empty string. Split at this one. What is there before this one? Empty string. And finally, it will consider this as a last token here. So you will get A, empty string, B, empty string, C. Okay. So let's go there. A double one, B triple one, C. There is no D now. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Please take this screenshot. You take the notes, take the screenshot. Okay. Okay. So this you have understood about split method. Okay. Now let's see some more examples so that this is concrete for us. What if you had like this, 1 1 1 a 1 b c 1 1 1, right? 1. Now what? Okay, let's see. It will split at this one. Before this one, what is there? Before this one, empty string is there. Okay, empty string. It will split at this one. Before this one, what is there? Again, empty string is there. Now it will split at this one. Before that, what is there? Again, empty string is there. It will split at this one. Okay, it will split at this one. So before that, what is there? Now there is A. So BC is together. Okay, BC is together. Now please don't do this mistake. Okay, if there are tokens which are splitting at the end of a string, they are ignored. Is it clear? The token which you are splitting is at the end of the string, they are ignored. So this part is ignored. Okay, don't try to split here and write empty string. No. So watch here carefully. So if I tell like this, if I add many ones here, okay, so definitely empty string will not get. Okay, will not get. So I compile. If I execute, see, A, empty string B, double empty string C. That's it. The end tokens are not considered. Okay, but the beginning tokens are considered. For example, if I write 111 here, definitely the beginning tokens are considered. See here, see, beginning tokens are considered, but the end tokens are not considered. Yes, I hope you have understood here. Now it's like this. Okay, that is there is something called as word separators. Word separators. I have something like this. Okay, this is my class. This is my class. I'm sorry, the keyboard is not correct. Okay, this space is called as a word separator, right? Because when I look at space, I'll understand this is a word, that is a word. Agree? So that space is called as a word separator. Not only space, comma is also called as a word separator. Then full stop is also called as a word separator. Okay, then this semicolon is also called as word separator. This is my 29th class, like this I'll tell. Okay, so full stop, comma, spaces, semicolon, these are called as word separators. If there are other word separators, you can include, but let me take this example. So now what I want to do is I want a new word. I want to split them in the word. But if I want to split them, what should I say? If I tell space, because I can give only one string here, if I tell space, it will split at only spaces. But if I tell dot, it will split only at dot. Now don't think I'll tell dot and I'll tell space, then I'll tell semicolon. No. Because if you tell like this, it will try to search for a string. It will try to search for a string which is dot space semicolon, but there is no string there. Okay, continuous string it is searching. And now what you have to tell is, hey, if you see dot, or if you see space, or if you see semicolon, or if you see a full stop, then you split. Have to tell. This or can be written in regular expression. I have told you. Okay, which means you have to write a regular expression, and inside this meta character, you have to write if you see a dot, or if you see a comma, or if you see a semicolon, or if you see a space. If you see any one of them, there you split. Have to tell. Please understand this. This is also important. Okay. So how do you split at multiple tokens? Okay, how do you split at multiple tokens? So the heading is like this. Okay, splitting. Okay, at multiple tokens. Okay, so splitting at multiple tokens. Sorry, again M here, keyboard is not correct. Okay, so now let's see, what will be our each and every word data. I'll compile, and if I execute, okay, this is my 29 class. So I hope you have understood here. Please take the screenshot. Okay, right. Now I would like to give a string here, and I want to, yes, let's see, I'll give this example. This is my class. Okay, this is my class, and as you can see, I'll not give one space here, I'll give multiple spaces. What I'll do multiple spaces. Okay, here it's not about split method, here it's about regular expression. Now what I want to do is I want to remove the spaces. But I don't want to remove all the spaces. I want this space is space, my space class. Okay, my is not there. Okay, so multiple spaces I want to remove. If there are 5 spaces, I want to make it 1 space. If there are 10 spaces, I want to make it 1 space. Okay, between 2 words there should be only 1 space. The extra spaces should be removed. So what should I say? Is if I have to remove the spaces, don't think replace method we have to use. I'll tell my new s value is old s value, replace. I will tell replace all. Okay, replace all. What you want to replace? Replace something with something. Okay, what is something with something? Replace all the spaces with empty string. If I tell replace all spaces with the empty string, means all the spaces are deleted. So watch here, I'll compile, and if I execute, all the spaces are deleted, but I don't want all the spaces to be deleted, right? I want multiple spaces to be replaced by 1 space. So you want to replace by 1 space, so why you are writing empty string? You write replace with 1 space, you tell. Is it clear? You have to tell replace with 1 space. So what you are telling? Replace all spaces with what? 1 space. Now if you write like this, what will happen? Is, watch here. See, there is no changes. Why? Because each character by character it will match. Okay, this is a space. It will delete that and replace with a space. Then this is a space. It will delete that, replace with a space. Space, replace space. This is a space. Delete that, replace with space. I hope you are understanding. Space, delete, replace with space. Is this a space? No. Is this a space? No. Space? Yes. So delete it first. Replace with what? Space. Is this space? Yes. Delete it, replace with space. Then is it space? Yes. Delete it, replace with space. Is it space? Yes. Delete it, replace with space. So I hope you are understanding what's happening here. So this should not happen. Then what should happen is like this. Imagine. Is this space? Yes. 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 Yes. So what should I do? I have to group all the spaces first. After grouping all the spaces, then I have to delete that and replace with one space. Don't think this logic is working now? Yes. So is this space? No. Is this space? No. But is this space? Yes. Yes means continue further. Is this also space? Yes. So don't stop. I want to make a group as large as possible. Is this space? Yes. Don't stop because I want to make a group as large as possible. Is this also a space? Yes. Is this space? No. Okay, so this is that maximum space. So whenever you find the large number of spaces, group them together, delete them. After you delete, what you want me to do? I want you to replace with one single space like this. So here, group all the spaces, replace with single space. Okay, then the question is, how do you group? If you want to group, what you have to tell, you have to tell plus sign. You have to tell plus sign. What's the meaning of plus sign? Okay, plus sign. Okay, plus means one or more. Plus has a special meaning. Plus has a special meaning. Plus means what? One or more. One or more what? Right? One or more what? One or more previous character. Now for this plus, what is the previous character? Space. So what it will do? It will group one or more which character? Space character. So plus you have to tell plus means group one or more characters. Okay? Group one or more characters. That is what you have to tell. So space plus if I tell and if I compile and execute now. Okay, so as you can see we have got the neat output. Okay, clean output. Because maybe you are thinking, sir, your input is certainly not correct. Okay, let's change the input. This is my class. So I have to group them first. How do you group? You have to tell one or more spaces. If you see, group them and replace with one space. We got the output. Take the screenshot. Okay, take this. Take a notes. While you are taking the notes, please make a note that. Okay, plus is for grouping. Okay, and the program name is remove multiple spaces from a given sentence. Remove extra spaces from a given sentence. Okay, so let's see next. So now you have understood something is there about this plus, right? Okay, so now if I tell this is my class. Now what should happen, right? If you tell now split, right? I'll undo this. Just a minute. I'll copy this string. Copy this string. I'll undo as much as possible. I want that for loop, NS for loop. Yes. Okay. So this is my class. Previously, what did you tell? You told splitted dot, splitted comma, splitted semicolon, splitted spaces you are told. And if you split there, what will happen? Let's see. Don't you think? It will split at this comma. So before this comma, what is there? This is there. It will split at dot. Before this dot, what is there? Empty string is there. Can you see here empty string? Yes, I can see. Okay. Then here there is a space. Before this space, is there, no problem. Then there is one more space. Before this space, what is there? Empty string is there. So I hope you're understanding. Before this comma, there is empty string. So there will be many empty strings here. Okay. So definitely you will be getting output like that, which you don't want. Then what to do, I'll tell you. Okay, if I execute, can you see all these unwanted empty strings? Right. Then what should I say? What should I say is like this. I have to tell, hey, group all of them together. Right? Group all of them together. Then replace it one. Then you split, I have to tell. Then you split. Okay. Then you split. So if I talk about that, then it will look like this. if I have this space dot comma is, this is okay, let it be like this. Now what it will do, previously it was splitting here and it was splitting here, right? So between them there was empty string. Now what it will group them, it will group them, and it after grouping them it will split only once. It will group all these tokens and it will split only once. So that's why you get this is a class. Okay, so what you have to tell is, you have to tell, hey, if you see no, if you see full stop, if you see comma, if you see semicolon, if you see space, okay, plus I have to tell. So what's the meaning of plus? Plus means previous character one or more time you group them. Which is the previous character for the plus? The previous character for the plus is meta character. Means the previous character is any one of these characters. Meta character means what? Any one of the character. Okay, so that's what you are doing. Let's see. Plus you have to tell it will group and it will split. Previously it will group and it will replace. Now it will group and it will split, and our output will be like this. So this is okay. That's a problem there. Okay, fine. So I hope you have understood this concept also. This is also important actually. So please, take a note of this. Take a note of this. Okay. Now I think what I think is tomorrow I'll be teaching you regular expressions completely. It's a beautiful topic. Okay, we'll look into that. And right now I'll be doing something which is little difficult. Okay, so those who are beginners, you'll be finding this as refreshing. Okay, because here you'll be doing a real programming for the first time. Okay, so till now it was a small program, reverse of a string, take a word, make it uppercase. Okay, so now let's see. Let's imagine I have an IP address. What is IP address? Okay, so 192. Okay, dot. Let me write comma now. 164.1.1. I'll tell split it where I want to split it, comma, I want to split, comma, print the data. So let's see what is the output. Can you see 192.164.1.1? Yes. So 198.162, okay, 1.1. This is done. Okay, but what I want to show you is, what if you write a dot symbol here, right? What if you write a dot symbol? Okay, I'll tell split at dot. So how many of you tell me I'll get the output? If you're thinking yes, we'll get the output, you are 100% wrong. Okay, let's see here. See, you are not getting any output. You are not getting output. Why? Let's try to do why. Okay, let's try to understand why. That's why if I'm not printing the data, which means there is no data. Agree? That's why I want to know what's the length of the array. I'll tell what's the length of AR dot length. What's the AR dot LNGTH. Let's see. Can you see the length of the array is 0, which is printed? Okay, so length of the array is 0. Why the length of the array is 0? I'll tell you. Because, okay, don't you think split method supports regular expression? Agree or not? Just now we have given brackets for the split method. So split method and replace all methods supports what? Regular expression. Which means if it supports regular expression, this dot has a meaning in the regular expression. This dot, it has a meaning in the regular expression. What is that meaning? Tomorrow I will tell you. Tomorrow is your regular expression class. Okay, tomorrow I will be telling you. So it has a meaning. That dot has a meaning. So how do you remove this meaning? You have to remove the meaning here. So if I want to remove the meaning, I have to write backslash. Okay, but in Java you have to write double backslash. Okay, double backslash, if you tell, you are removing its special meaning. Okay, how do you remove special meaning? By giving double backslash. So AR dot length. Okay, again spelling mistake. Okay, So I compile, and if I execute, yes, I am getting 192, 164, 1, 1. What is that 4 finally? That 4 is nothing but the length which you have printed. I'll remove that. So this is the way to split whenever there is a dot. Okay, whenever there is a dot, this is the way to split. Please take the screenshot. Take in notes. Okay, take screenshot. Okay. Now, not only for that, let's see. Maybe if I write plus, maybe will it work for plus? So if there is a plus here, okay, and if I normally tell split at pluses, will it split at plus? Okay, let's see, will it split? Okay, so what is happening there, right? Yes, because plus has a special meaning. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Plus is a regular expression, it has a special meaning. What is its meaning? Plus means one or more previous character. But tell me, is there any previous character? No. Before this plus, some previous character should be there. That is the meaning of plus. Plus has a special meaning. It has to be used in some way. So how plus has to be used? Plus means group one or more previous character. What's the previous character for the plus? There is no previous character. So that's why it is telling error. What I have to tell? This plus is not a regular expression plus, it is just a normal arithmetic plus, normal. So normal means I have to remove the meaning, original meaning of the plus. So I'll remove double backslash, not front slash, backslash. Okay. Now we got the answer. If you want, you can take this screenshot also. Like this, there are other regular expressions, dot, plus, question mark. Okay, there are some more regular expression, bracket. So when you are seeing those kind of things, you have to be careful. Okay. So now we have to tell whether our given expression IP address is valid or invalid. Okay, valid or invalid we have to say. So what are the valid IP addresses? The valid IP addresses are 192.168.1.1 is a valid. 255, 255, 255, 255 is valid. 0.0.0.0 is also valid. Okay, 256, 255, 300, 255 is invalid. Why? Because the range should be from 0 to 255 only. Okay, 0 to 255 should be the range. But can you see here 256? Yes, it is wrong. 300, it is wrong. Okay, so this is not a valid IP address. If it has to be a valid IP address, how many numbers should be there? There should be 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means length of the array should be what? Length of the array. Don't you think it has to be 4? Yes, it has to be 4. Okay. Don't you think we have to split here? Yes, we have to split where? We have to split at the dot. We have to split at the dot. Okay. Yes. So after splitting, tell me, is it a number here? No, it is not a number. It is a string. It is a string. If it is a string, can you directly compare is 255? Is it greater than or equal to 0? Can you do like this? No. Because if greater than or equals is not applicable for string, right? So how do you convert a string to number? Remember, how do you convert a string to number? String to integer, if you want to convert, it is a parseInt method. Integer dot parseInt will convert string to integer. Right? I hope you remember. That's the way to convert to integer. After you convert it to integer, check whether it is in the range from 0 to 255. So I hope you are understanding. Now the question is not finished. Why? Because 2.2, is it valid IP address? No. Because after splitting a dot, what's the array length? 2. 2 means no, don't check, definitely. So next, A dot B dot C dot D. Yes, it is not a valid. You can get input like this also. A dot B dot C dot D is invalid because it is not in the range from 0 to 255. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, or if you want 192.168, this is invalid. 1 dot A, or okay, 1 dot A, it is also invalid because one of them is a string, so definitely it is invalid. So if it has to be a valid IP address, first of all there should be 4 numbers and each number should be in the range from 0 to 255. Okay, so once you have understood what's the actual logic here, now we can write a program. Okay, yes. So let's write a program, right? Okay, so let me undo. So what you have to do first, Let's imagine that we have given 192, 164, 1, 1. First, what I have to do? I have to split its spaces. I have to split its space. If I am splitting its space, first, what should I do? I have to, okay, I have to check. Okay, after splitting, right? After splitting is, okay, if what I have to compare in the if AR dot length, if AR dot length, is it equal to 4? If it is equal to 4, then only continue with this program. For this, if there is one else, agree? For that, if there is one else. So if the length is equal to 4, means there are 4 numbers, then only continue. Okay, then only continue. In the else part, I will tell it is invalid IP address, right? It is invalid IP address. Okay. Okay. So sorry, address. Okay. Now, if the length is equal to 4, then what you want me to do? Okay, if air dot length is equal to 4, it means that, you know, yes, there are IPv4, right? So there are 4 numbers here. Now what should I check? Each number, which means I have to make a enhanced for loop now, because I got to know the length of the array is 4, then I have to write an enhanced for loop. Okay, I'll tell from the array AR, okay, give one by one word, give one by one word to what type data? String type data. See, don't think that, hey, this is a number, so if I split it dot, I'll get a number. No, I told you always split method. You told split method, you'll always get a string type data only. So I'll from the array AR, I'll storing it in a word. Okay. Now what will happen? Each and every word is given to whom? Each and every word is given to the variable word. I want to check, hey, if this word is it greater than or equal to 0, and is the word, is it less than or equal to 255? I have to check. Okay. Okay. In the beginning, what will happen here? I'll go here. Okay. So imagine you had 192, 168, 1. Okay. Now after splitting, all of them are what type? All of them are string type. All of them are string type. So there is a variable which is called as word. You are telling from the array AR, give one by one element to word. So what's the first element? The first element is string 192 is the first element. So when you get the first element, can you tell, is a word greater than or equal to 0? Can you tell something like this? Is 192 greater than or equal to 0? Can you use no, because different types. 192 is a string type, it's an integer type. Comparison between two different types is not possible, right? I have told this example, right? Is this girl beautiful or is this flower beautiful? If I ask you, what will you tell? Both are beautiful in a different way, right? Yes, same way here also, right? You can't compare different types. So string type cannot be compared with integer type. That's why if I write like this, you know, if I compile, it will tell me compile time error. Why? Let's see why. See, binary operator greater than or equals to is there. Yes, left side is a string, right side is a number. That's why compilation error. Then what you want to do? What we have to do is this word, whatever you are seeing, you know. Okay, so I'll delete this. I'll delete this if condition. So what I have written? I have written a for loop. What is happening in the for loop? Each word is given to which variable? Word. So each string is there in the word. First I have to tell like this. Okay, integer dot parse int. So what I'm telling, convert that word to a number. So convert that word to a number. I'll be storing it in a num variable of what type? Of integer type. Okay, so I'll be storing it in a num variable of integer type. So each and every time what is happening here, understand, first you will get one string, then you're splitting at dot, but since dot is a regular expression, you have to tell backslash. Okay, one more quick trick I'll tell you, quick note. You can write backslash like this also, dot like this also. So your meta character removes the special meaning. Okay, your meta character removes the special meaning, or backslash also removes the special meaning. Okay, backslash also removes the special meaning. I hope it is clear. So if it's not clear, don't worry, just one small technique I told you, but you can write like this. After you split, first you have to check whether the array length is 4 or not. Why? Why? Because imagine you had one question like this, right? uh, you had one question, is 192 168 11111, is it a regular, is it a valid IP address? You should tell no. Why? Because after splitting, right, after splitting, the what's the length of the array? Somewhere around, I think 7, right? Length of the array is 7. So if the length of the array is 7, definitely it's not a valid IP address. That is why. Only if the length is 4. If the length is 4, I can't guarantee that it's a valid IP address, right? I can't guarantee, because if I could guarantee, what I could have done, I could have printed here only SOP, I could have told it is valid. Okay, but if the length is 4, it doesn't mean that it is valid. Okay, it doesn't mean that it is valid. Okay, for example, we'll come back. Can you, yes, I'll come, yes, can you see here? Yes, here the length is 4, right? 256, 255, 300 and 255. The length was 4. The length is 4, but if the length is 4, is it a valid IP address? No. Here you can see A dot B dot C dot D. Length is 4, but is the valid IP address? No. But there is a chance that it can be valid, right? There is a chance it can be valid. That is why, okay, that is why I can't simply write SOP valid. If there is a chance, what should I do? First I have to take each and every word, and I have to convert it to integer. I have to convert to what? Integer. After I convert to integer, I have to check if that number is greater than or equal to 0, and is, if that number is it less than or equals to 255. Okay, if it is greater than 0 and less than 255, then what should I do? Then I will increment one count. I'll increment one count. So what I have to do is I'll tell like this. Okay, slap plus plus. Remember this slap logic which I told you previously? Yes. So slap logic you have to remember. When you're slapping, when something happens, you are slapping. Agree? Previous time homework was not done. So how do you check whether a homework is done or not? Yes. If you hear a slap sound from the teacher, which means someone has not done the homework. Same thing here. Now our slap is like a clap. Okay, our slap is nothing but clap. So instead of telling slap, let me tell a clap here. When you're clapping when something good happens. You're slapping when something bad happens. So now I'm clapping now. Okay. So don't you think if I find a number, I have to clap now, because number is a good here. If I get a string, I have to slap. So we'll not worry about slap in this program. Let's clap. Okay. So what am I doing now? I'm checking. Okay, if the length of the array is 4, if no, if that's a number, and if that number is greater than 0, less than 255, then I have to tell clap plus plus I have to tell. Okay. Next, again, if it satisfies this criteria, again clap plus plus. If it satisfies this criteria, again clap plus plus. So tell me maximum how many times it can satisfy the criteria? Don't you think here it will satisfy the criteria? Clap becomes 1, clap becomes 2, clap becomes 3, clap becomes 4. Yes, clap becomes 4. The clap value should be exactly 4 only. The clap value should be exactly 4. So what should I tell here is, I have to tell, okay, so for this if, okay, for this if, let me not write else part, what I'll do is I'll write like this. I'll write if here, if and else. What if it is, if clap value, if it's equal to 4, okay, if the clap value is exactly equal to 4, then I'll cut this, I'll paste it here. It is a valid IP address. Okay, because if you get 4 numbers which are in the range 0 to 255, clap value will be 4. That's what I'm checking. If someone has clapped 4 times, means 4 numbers are in the proper order. 4 numbers are in the proper order. Then I have to tell valid IP address. Okay, which means I have to declare this clap. Int clap is equals to 0. Okay, I know some of you are thinking here. That's why let me trace. So initially, when you have first word is 192. 192 is of what type? Of string type. you are converting the string to number, so it becomes number 192. 192, is it greater than 0? Yes. 192 less than 255? Yes. Clap plus plus. So if I comment here, okay, if I comment clap value which was 0, okay, will become what now? 1. It will become 1. Then you will get the next word. Okay, after this for is the closure of enhanced for loop, so you will get the next word. What's the next word? 164. 164 is given to which variable? Word. That is a string. That string 162 is converted to number. Is 162 greater than 0 and less than 255? Yes. Clap plus plus. Clap value becomes what now? The latest value is 2. After this clap plus plus, you have closing bracket of for loop. So from the next element, you are getting the word. So you will get the number 1. 1. 1 is a string type converted to number. Is 1 greater than 0 and less than 255? Yes. Clap plus plus. Your clap value becomes a 3. Next, after that you have again closure of enhanced for loop, which means you will get the last element 1. 1 which is a string is converted to integer like this. After you are converting to integer, it will compare is 1 greater than 0 less than 255? Yes. Again clap plus plus, clap value becomes 4. But the enhanced for loop will not run anymore. Enhanced for loop will not run anymore. Okay. So next what will happen? Next control will come out of the if condition. When the control comes out of the if condition, it will check something. What is that? Is the clap value equal to 4? Can you tell me is the clap value equal to 4? Yes, the latest value clap is 4. If it is equal to 4, it will print valid IP address. It will print yes, our IP address is valid. Now let me tell something like this, right? Let me tell it is 192.1. Is it a valid IP address? No. How? Let's see. So I will split this. When I split this, what's the length of the array is 2. In one section I have 192. In one section I have 1. So the length of the array is 2. It will compare. Is the array length 2? Array length is equal to 4? No. Is 2 equal to 4? No. No means else part will execute, but there is no else part. So what will happen? What will happen is nothing will happen. It will come and check this condition. Is clap value equal to 4? Tell me, did it clap plus plus happen? No, because this condition is false. If this condition is false, clap plus plus will never happen, which means clap value will be still 0 only. So when you are checking, is 0 equals to 4? No, invalid IP address. Okay. Why? Because clap value only can be 4 if it increments 4 times, then only. Okay. So I hope you have understood here. It will tell invalid IP address. Next, let's see. I have compiled. If I execute invalid IP address 192.168.1.1, okay, sorry, 1.4 1.4.5. Is it valid? Yes. Okay, it is valid. Okay, I'll compile and I'll execute. It is valid IP address. Okay, if I tell dot 4, now what will happen? What happens is when you split, what is the length of the array? 1, 2, okay, 3, 4 and 5. Length of the array is 5. Is 5 equal to 4? No. If this condition is false, don't you think this, I'll cut it, this is not executed? Yes. So okay, I'll undo this. So you tell me, if I split, don't think array length is 5. If the array length is 5, is 5 equal to 4? No, 5 is not equal to 4. No means what will happen? This if condition will not execute. That's it. So I'll tell this if condition is not executing. Okay, if condition is not executing. If that if condition doesn't execute, this if condition is checked now. What's the clap value? Clap value is still 0 only because you have not incremented the clap. Is 0 equal to 4? No, invalid IP address. Okay, invalid IP address. So if I compile and execute, see there are n number of ways to write this program. I could have written the program in different way also. Invalid IP address. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. Or let's say here I have 3.555. Now what will happen? Is, let me take this clap from the 0. Initially my clap is 0. Okay, so it will split. After splitting, is the array length 4? Yes. Yes means I have a for loop inside. So in the for loop, one by one word I am taking and converting it to number. 192, I am taking that 192, I am giving it to num. Is 192 greater than 0, less than 255? Yes. Clap plus plus, clap value becomes 1. Then again next element you are getting the element 1. Is 1, we are converting to number. Is 1 greater than 0, less than 255? Yes. Increments to 2. 3. 3 is greater than 0, less than 255. Yes, it is incremented to 3. Next, 555. 555, which is a string, is converted to number. Is 555 greater than 0? Yes, but 555 is not less than 255. So the condition is false. If this condition is false, clap plus plus won't happen. That's why clap value will be 3 only. Now, what's the meaning of 3? 3 means 3 times people have, congratulated. 3 times they have congratulated. Which means only 3 times success was there. If 3 times success was there, it is not a valid IP address, because if I want success, it has to be 4. 4 success should be there, agree or not? Yes, 192, 168, 1, 1. All the 4 numbers should be in the range only. Okay. So, now, after this for loop is done, control will come out of this if condition. When it checks this if condition, what is the clap value? 3. Is 3 equal to 4? No, invalid IP address. I hope you have understood this simple program, but it is not simple. Okay, it is not simple. Why? I will tell you. See, it is invalid. Yes, it is invalid because there is 555. Understand one thing. What if you had, yes, this is valid, but we have not yet done for what will happen if it tells A. So if A comes, what is the output? Invalid IP address, right? Obviously, you are also thinking that one, invalid IP address. But pause the screen and think, is it invalid or is it exception? If it is exception, why, how? Exception, why? Why? Because, watch here. Okay. After splitting, don't think one by one word. After splitting, one by one word is given to whom? Is given to this variable word. What that will do? That is passed inside this parseInt. That is passed inside this parseInt. ParseInt method, I have told you, I have given you 2 points. ParseInt method accepts string only, and all the string characters must be what characters? All the string characters must be number characters, I have told you. Is it a number character? No. If you tell A, you will get exception. If you have doubt, please pause this video, go to your laptop, type like this, integer.parseInt of, in the string, you tell ABC. You will get exception. Why? Because parseInt method is supposed to convert to integer. How can it convert ABC to integer? So it is not possible. Okay. So you can convert string integer to integer. You can convert string 123 to integer 123. You can't convert string XYZ to integer XYZ. Not possible, right? So that is why here we will get one exception. Okay, here we will get an exception. So what to do if you get one exception, right? What to do if you get one exception is a question. Let's see what we have to do. Watch here. What I'll do is I'll use one technique called as exception handling. Okay, I'll use some technique called as exception handling. Those who are new to this, don't worry, just by heart this. Okay, those who already know, you might be finding this useful. So what is this exception handling? I know that when I execute, okay, because I can't send each and every word here, right? I can't send each and every word here. I can send only the number words here. I can send only the number words. So I'll tell, hey, execute this program. Don't you think if exception occurs, it means that number was not there. If number is not there, it is invalid only directly. So what I can tell, so I have to write like this, okay? I will cut this and I'll tell try catch block. So there is something called as a try catch block. Okay, what should I try? See, which line causes the exception, that line has to be written in the try block. Okay, which line causes the exception, that line has to be written in the try block. I have written it in the try block here. Okay, I have written in the try block. I will catch. Now the thing is, what is this catch? If any exception happens, then what you want to do? If any exception happens, don't you think I want to come out of this for loop? Agree? Okay, I want to come outside this for loop. If any exception happens here, what I have to tell? I have to come outside this for loop. Why? Because once you come outside this for loop, okay, your checking is clap value equal to 4, and then you can tell it is invalid. For example, now don't you think because of this A, that first word is given to this parseInt method. But now exception happens, but I will handle that exception. When I am handling that exception, here I'll tell break. I'll tell what? I'll tell break. If I tell break, what will happen? My control will come out of the for loop. When my control comes out of the for loop, it will come here and it will compare. Is my clap value equal to 0? My clap value is not even 1. Why? Because it has not even clapped even once, right? So I'm comparing. Is it equal to 4? No, it is not equal to 4. No means invalid IP address. Okay, so I'm redirecting my control to outside the for loop. So whenever exception happens, I'm redirecting my control to outside the for loop. Okay, yes, next. So but this is not the syntax. Okay, so I hope you have understood this basic syntax, try and catch. But this catch, can you see here parenthesis? Yes, one syntax is there. You have to write exception e. You by heart this, no problem, you write exception e. Okay, so this is what is happening. So more on this exception handling is explained by Durga Soft. You can definitely go there. Let's see what's the problem here. Yes, so this is what I wanted to tell in this class. Now what it is telling, this error you have to understand carefully. It is telling cannot find symbol, right? Like this, silly errors you will get when you're doing programming, but you should not be very sad, because what is happening is good for you. Whenever you get an exception, take the screenshot, send it to me. I'll tell why it is, so that next time you'll not get the same error. Okay, next time if you get the error, you will understand, okay, why you got that error. That knowledge you should have. So why? Because I'll tell you. See, tell me, num variable is declared where? Your num variable, don't you think it is declared inside this block and before this block? Yes, inside this try block you have declared num. If you have declared num inside the try block, how can you access num outside the try block? I hope it is clear, right? Yes, you have declared num inside the try block, so num can be accessible only inside the try block. That's why what I have to do, I have to make this num here. Inside the for loop I will tell int num I will tell int num I have told. So now num is inside, declared where? It is declared inside the for loop, which means it is available throughout the for loop. Yes, here I am using the num, it is available there. So I hope it is clear, right? So these kind of things you should be knowing. So now compilation, no problem, right? If I execute, it is showing invalid IP address. See, now there is no problem. I hope it is clear. Okay, because previously when I had 192.168 a dot b, because 192 string can be converted to integer, 168 string can be converted to integer, but a string cannot be converted to integer. I'll get on runtime exception, and how to handle runtime exception, I'll tell you. Put it in a try block and catch. See, understand one thing, when your word is 192, when your word is 192, will the catch block execute? No, your catch block execute only when there is exception. So if 192 comes here, will it occur? Will any exception occur? No, because 192 can be converted to integer, 168 can be converted to integer. That's why it is like your if and else. Okay, if your try block execute, catch block doesn't execute. If your catch block executes, it doesn't mean try block doesn't execute. Okay, because your try block executes, and if there is an exception, it will execute the catch block. Only if there is exception, it will execute the catch block. So now 192, is it exception? No means it will not execute the catch block. Is it clear? Okay, so if I write a, will it cause exception? Yes means come to the catch block. That's it. Okay, so I hope you have understood here. You can take this screenshot, you can take this notes. Now the program is completed. Okay, done. So I hope you have taken this, pause the screen and taken the notes. Next. Okay, previously it was still which here? It was still line number catch, right? Okay, fine. Valid IP address, and after taking the screenshot, it is invalid IP address. Okay. So I know most of you are feeling confused here, because try and catch block is there. What you are doing here? That's why I'll undo this. This was your previous program, but understand one thing, right? What you have to do, whatever you have seen here, I'll cut it. I'll tell only if some condition is true, then only do that I have to tell. Okay, only if some condition is true, then only come and convert it to number. So what should I tell? I have to tell execute the parseInt method. Execute the parseInt method if, right? If is num. So is num is my own method. Is num is my own method where this is num accepts one string word. Okay. So word is of what type? String type. So is num is a method which accepts one string. When it accepts one string, what it will do? It will check whether all the string characters are number character or not. If it is a number character, if all of them are number character, if all of them are number character, then what? Then return true. If of true means yes, it is a number. If it is a number, then you can convert to number. That's what I'll tell. Imagine this is num is false. Is num is false. So if it is false, if of false will not execute, right? Yes. So is num of word. So that method I have to write now. Okay. Where I have to write? Most of you are thinking now, because that is what I have done in the previous programs. You can write above also. You don't have to write below only. You can write above. Is num is a method. Okay. Is num is a method. It accepts what? It accepts a string type S. String type S. Okay. What it returns? Okay. What it returns? It returns. What it returns? What do you think it returns? Don't you think it returns a boolean value? Why? Because if of true and if of false only can be done. So is num is a method which returns a boolean value. Boolean. And it has to be static. Okay. Next. Let's see. What do I do? So let's think. I have a string. So our string will be something like this. Okay. If I show it to you. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Imagine that this is my string. So I'll write a for loop like this. This is my string S. What I'll tell is for int I should start from 0. I should be less than s dot length I plus plus. What I should check? I have to check whether this is number or not. I have to check whether this is number or not. So it's like this. If how do you check whether a given character is number or not? How do you check? First what we'll do, first I'll take the character. Okay, I'll tell each and every time, okay, let me write this number like this, 98765. This is my string now. I want to check whether this whole string is it pure number or not. Even if there is a single a, it is not a pure number. So that is what I want to do. Okay, that is what I want to do. This is not a pure number. Okay. So indexes are there. Okay, indexes. Let me write the indexes. Indexes 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So when my I value is 0, I'll be taking s dot caret of 0. So I'll tell s dot caret of I. When my I value is 0, s dot caret of 0, I'll store it in C of what type? Char type. Char C I have stored. Now I want to check whether this character, is it number or not. How to do that? You think and tell me, did I teach you inbuilt method to check whether a given character is number or not? Is digit was a method. So I have to check like this. Okay. Okay. If character C is a class, character dot is digit. Is it digit or not? Which character? C character. Okay. If it is a digit, then don't do anything. But if it is not a digit, okay, I hope you know not symbol, right? Yes, if it is not a digit, then what I have to return? I have to return false. Okay, this is the code which you have to understand how to return false. This is our program. Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. If I write the program, right? So what's the program? I'll get a string S and I'll write a for loop. Int I should start from 0. I is less than s dot length. Length is a method here. I Okay, I plus plus. See, now I'm teaching you one technique, one programming. Let's say it's a practice. It's called as a programming practice. So we'll get this programming practice actually in a very late stage. When you realize on your own, then you'll understand. Okay, hey, this is not required. We can more write more efficiently. So that is what I'm teaching you now. So watch here. Int I equals 0, I less than I plus plus. Each and every time, okay, each and every time, I'll tell char c. Char c is equals to s dot char at of I, s dot char at of I. I would check if your character dot is digit. Which character? The character C. If it's digit, okay, no problem. But if it is not a digit, this logic you have to understand. It is simple. If your character is a digit, this loop will execute. I will tell if it is not a digit, I want this to execute. Okay? Or if you are confused in that, I can tell like this. If this digit, if it's equal to false, if it's equal to false. So what does it mean? If I tell equal to true, if I tell equal to true, which means this if body will execute, this if body will execute if the loop is true. But now I want it to execute when it is false. Okay, when the condition is when the digit is not there, then I want this to execute. For example, imagine that your character is 5. Is 5, is it a digit? Is it a digit? Yes. So this whole method, yes means true will return. Now, is true is equal to false? Is true equal to false? No. So this whole, it will return false. And if of false, it will not execute. Okay. Now, yes. So what we have done? I have told that if it's a number, it should not execute. If it is not a number, I want to return false. Okay. What I want to return? See, I want to return what value? I want to return false. So let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. If I pass a number t, if the character is a t, so is your t, is it a digit? Is your t is a digit? No. No means which value? False value. Okay. Is false is equal to false? Yes, false is equal to false. So it is a true. If of true, your if will execute and return false, which means you are telling a t is not a number. You are returning false value, t is not a number. Okay. So like that, if I tell 3, okay, so I'll undo. So undo is very important. Yes. If I tell 3, okay, is your 3, is it a digit? Yes. Yes means what value? Yes means true value. So is true is equal to false? No. True is equal to false? No. So it is false. If of false, will the if execute? No, if will not execute. Okay. Now, what will happen here, right? I will show you. Imagine that our number, okay, given string, okay, let me comment and write it here. Given string is 1 to a. So what happens? Okay, I'll undo this. So that is very important. Yes. Okay. What is my given string? Okay, given string is 1 to a. Give it is 1 to a. First, I'll get which character? I'll get one character. If I get one character, is 1 a number? Yes, 1 is a number. Don't do anything. Okay. So this if condition will not execute. So many of you are thinking like this, na? What you are thinking? You are thinking that write the else part and return true. You are thinking like this. Okay. Don't think like that. Okay. Or some of you might be thinking like this. That hey, if your character is a digit, directly you return true. That's what you are thinking. Definitely, I'm telling you, beginners will think like this. Okay, maybe you are a beginner, you are thinking like this. What are you thinking? Hey, if you find this 1 as a character, was the first character 1? Is 1 a digit? Yes, 1 is a digit. Return true, you are telling. Hey, but that is not our task. My task is not to find whether the first character is number or not. My task is to find whether all the characters in the string are number or not. Which means I should not be excited and tell the answer now only. Are understanding? I should not be excited and tell the answer now only. No, I have to wait till the end of a character. Because don't you think our eyes can look that this is not a number? I know that in the future there is a character A which is not a number. I know that. But compiler, it has to check each and every character. At the end only it can tell true. Are you okay? Are you understanding? At the end only it can tell true. When it finds all the characters, number characters, then only it can tell true, which means after the for loop is completed, after the for loop is completed, here I have to tell return true, here I have to tell return true. After the for loop is completed, okay, I will remove this, okay, I'll remove this. Why? If I remove this, if I compile this, will it tell me compile time error? Why? It is telling missing return statement. It is telling that, hey, you have promised that this is num method, you have promised that is num method is returning boolean type, but where are you returning? You are telling, hey, I have returned one boolean value, but now compile is telling, hey, no, you have not returned, you are not careful, you have returned this statement on some condition. Okay, you have written this statement on some condition. That is, don't you think I have written this inside the for loop? For loop has a condition. Whenever you write return statement inside a condition, this error message will come, missing return statement, because it is thinking now, hey, what if the condition is wrong, right? What? See, it is telling missing return statement. Why? It is thinking that, hey, what if the condition is wrong? If the condition is wrong, this for loop will never execute. If this for loop never execute, when the control comes out, what do we have to return? We don't have a return value. That's why, okay, always in most of the return, in 99% of the return programs, the method which returns, there is a return statement which is returning without any condition. Return true, I will tell. Now can you tell me, don't you think return true is happening every time? Now don't think like that, okay? Now what most of them are thinking, you are thinking that, okay, just a minute. You are thinking that, okay, hey, this statement is there without a condition, which means after this for loop executes, this will execute again, which means here I have to write return false, okay? So what you are thinking now, you are thinking that if return false happens here, okay, I'll be writing like this. If return false happens here, return true also will happen, you are thinking. No, not like that. Please understand this, because I told you, whenever you see a return value, your whole method will end, which means if return false happens, return true will not happen. If return true happens, return false will not happen. Any one of the return statement will execute. As soon as return statement executes, the whole method is done. Not whole program, whole method is stopped. Okay, so let's just see what will happen. So why am I writing this without a condition? This you have to understand, okay? Why am I writing this without a condition? Why? Because I am sure. What I am sure? I am sure that, I'll comment it here. If the control is reaching this line, okay, if the control is reaching this line, okay, then what does it mean? Then it means, okay, what does this mean? It means that if control is reaching this line, okay, if control is reaching this line, then it means that what it means? It means that, okay, return false did not execute. That's the meaning. Agree or not? Think carefully. Because if it executes return false, control will not come below. So if the control is coming below, if it is reaching this line, it means that the return false did not execute. Okay. Now what does it mean? Again it has a meaning now. Okay. If return false did not execute, if return false did not execute, okay, then it means that, what does it mean? It means that if return false did not execute, then it has not found a non-number. It means that it has not found a non-number. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Non-number means alphabet or special character or like that. Okay, it has not found a non-number. That's the meaning. Because if it has found a non-number A, B or C, if it has found that, return false will happen. If return false happens, return true will not happen. So control will go there and it will tell it is not a pure number. Imagine it is a pure number. If it is a pure number, okay, what will happen if it is a pure number? If it is a pure number, it is 1, 2, 3. Let's imagine it is 1, 2, 2, 3. First character, it's a number. return false will not happen. Second character is a number, return false will not happen. Third character is a number, return false will not happen. Fourth character is a number, return false will not happen. For loop is ended. So when the for loop is ended but return false did not happen, what does it mean? It means that first point, it means that second point. That's why definitely it's a number only, return true, I'm telling, without any condition. You don't have to check the condition because you are sure that if it is a number, then only control will come here. If it's not a number, previously only that police should have checked. Now this for loop is like a police. Okay, he will only pass those people who clear the permit. So this police is blocking this person now. Okay, each and everything it is checking. So what happens when the number 1 comes? Okay, imagine that this is a number 1. Is your 1 a digit? Is your 1 a digit? Yes, 1 is a digit. Yes means true. 1 yes means true. Is true is equal to false? A true is equal to false? No. No means what? No means false. If of false, will the if execute? If will not execute, if will not execute. So like this, for each and every character we are doing the same thing. But when you see something like A, is it a digit? No. No means false. Is false is equal to false? Yes. False is equal to false. Condition is what? Condition is true. Condition is, if the condition is true, I am returning what? I am returning false. If of true means execute this. False is returned. So it will not come here and return true. Immediately you told false, that false will come and sit here in the method. So if of false, that false will come and sit here like this in the isNum method. When the false come and sits here, if of false, will this if body execute? No, this if body doesn't execute. Right? This if body doesn't execute. I hope it is clear. So if I get to know that one of them is not a number, if I get to know that one of them is not a number, I'll tell else part. If of false means what? If of false means else part. Else part, what should I tell? I have to tell break. I have to tell break. Why? Because as soon as I got to know if of false, else part will execute break. Break means control will come out of the loop. This is the loop. Agree? Watch here. Which is the loop? Yes, this is the for loop. Control will come out. When the control comes out, there is a closing bracket of which loop? That's the closing bracket of if condition, not loop. It's the closing if condition. So control will come out of that also because it has no more conditions now. Control will come out. What's the clap value? Clap value is 0 now. Right? Yes. Clap value is 0. That's why it will print invalid IP address. Okay. Please trace this because this is a big program. So this is our whole program. Okay. That's it. Please take this screenshot. Especially this isNum is an important method. Okay, isNum. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to modify. Okay. Okay, so this is that. Okay, here I have to tell if for this, what happened? Okay, yes. Take this isNum method. Take this isNum method. So these kind of program you should be able to do. Okay, you should be sure, you should know that, you should understand that return true will happen only if all conditions are true. You don't have to worry. Control will come and it will do its work. You have to think like that. Okay. So I hope you have taken the screenshot or you have taken the notes of this. Okay. So let's change here. So if it is a number, I'll tell clap. But if it is not a number, for this if I'll write else. If you don't write else also no problem, it's just a waste of time, that's it. Okay, you can tell break, that's it. Okay, so those who wants, you can take the screenshot from the main method. Okay, 3 2 1, take the screenshot. I hope you have taken. Then 3 2 1, I hope you have taken this. That's it. So that's it for today's class. Okay, that's it for today's class. In tomorrow's class, okay, we will see about regular expression. Okay, we'll see about regular expression. Yes, thank you for watching this video.